Okay. Hi. It's my first video. Here's my dog, Mango, and she's a rescue from the Dominican Republic. And here I am in San Diego, Ocean Beach. I have a little dog in the front, and I'm living here full time in my van. Let me close this. Alright, first thing is I'm going to really quickly tell you a little bit about myself. I don't want to spend a long time doing that. Obviously, you're not here to see about me, but what am I doing in my van life? Anyway, so I was 70. I'll start out why I decided to do this. I wasn't left with many choices. I'm a former teacher, special ed teacher, a reading teacher. I taught from kindergarten through high school. Most of my time was in high school teaching students. I retired in 2013. In 2013, I pretty much put up my house at the bank. It was like a horrible time. I was all upside down on my mortgage, and then I felt if I retire, I won't be able to make the mortgage payments, so I don't want to be in that situation. I was a single mom. I really didn't have much background in, retirement and 401ks and all, like, how to use my money wisely and what to do with the house. In hindsight, obviously, I should have kept it. The market went up finally, and I could have probably figured out different ways. But anyway, so my last house, I got rid of in 2012, and I lived in an apartment till 2013. I retired, and I decided to do something that I wanted to do, is volunteer. I wanted to make impact in my life in something that was of value. I know teaching was amazing, and that was valuable, and it was an incredible experience. I love the kids. That was never my issue. But I thought I could do something for impoverished orphans and the aged. I have a heart that's pretty big, and I have a soft spot for rescuing animals, ergo Mango. I rescued her in the Dominican Republic. I rescued some other animals. I did not adopt them, but I found homes for them, or I, paid for the vet to take care of them and to find homes for them. So this former pastor of mine was living in the Dominican Republic, and my friend and I went to go visit him, and he kind of talked me into, helping him out, volunteering there, delivering medicines and supplies and food to orphanages, hospitals, etc., because their infrastructure was not as it should be. So I packed up everything, put it in storage. My son was 21 at the time. He went to live with his dad. He didn't want to come with me, although I offered. I moved out there. Basically, I used up all my money for my own housing, food, transportation. I flew back and forth from the United States to the Dominican Republic. I did that for 8 months. I finally left. There was some really traumatic issues and situations that occurred. I left, came back, decided I'm going to San Diego. I'm going to stay with my daughter. Not stay with her, really, but I'm going to invest several years being with her and just her, because I raised my son. She left at 16, and I kind of felt like I needed to spend time with her just devoted to her. My son had me completely devoted to him. So I moved to California. Also, I'm a New Yorker, always will be, love it, but not the weather. So that was the other thing. I'd always wanted to move here since I was in high school, and now I was free, and I decided to do that. So I moved out here. I moved in several places. I've been in Julian, Oceanside, now I'm in OB. I've been in Indio, which is the Imperial Valley. I don't like the desert. I figured that out. So I've been around. I do tend to move around a lot. So I went back to New York. I had a severe falling out with my daughter. She said she didn't want me in her life anymore. Okay, I go back to New York. I could not afford to live there on my retirement and my Social Security. I don't know what happened. People say it had something to do with 2020. New Yorkers moving to Long Island, getting out of the city. It's insane. $1,800 for a 1-bedroom, and they don't want pets. I'm not giving up my animals, not for anybody. They're my family. I couldn't live without them. They're my emotional support animals, even when they're a pain in the ass. They're my fur babies, so I couldn't afford it. I grew up there, raised my family there, had a career there, went to college there, and here I am, paid all the taxes in my entire life, and I couldn't afford to live there. Moved to Connecticut, didn't want to live there, and I was isolated. I don't know anybody in Connecticut, and it was cold, and it was 3 hours away from my son. So I moved back to California because of the weather situation. Depressed over sitting in the house months after months, and I wound up staying in Rosarito, Mexico. I also lived there for 3 years. Didn't mention that. Not wanting to live there, just like an Airbnb situation, temporary, until I could buy a van. For the whole year that I was living in Connecticut, that's all I could think about, because I felt like I was trapped between the economy, what I make, and the situation with my dogs. It was always a problem. I went back and forth across the states in my Honda, and I tried the camping. Mango can't handle it. She's like schizo. She gets just so high strung and afraid of the noises and wildlife. I don't know. So I'm in hotels. I can't afford hotels. And you gotta find a hotel that'll take dogs, and you gotta pay extra for the dogs. So where was I gonna go? What was I gonna do? So the whole time I'm in Connecticut, I realized there's only one option. I started seeing people all moving into these vans, and they were beautiful. But because I didn't have the income to put 10% down on a $146,000 van, which was ridiculous. I mean, that was more than my monthly rent to cover that. Where was I going to come up with that? Had I had a house, they would have given me the loan. Well, I hadn't had a house in a while, so that didn't work. So I just kept researching, looking. And I said, universe, when the time is right, it'll come to me. I can't stress about it. If I wind up sleeping in my car, I sleep in my car with my dogs. That's it. That's all there is. That's my only other option. Finally, something opened up. I saw a posting for this 2020, which is a lot newer than the ones I was looking at, for $30,000, a Ram Promaster, high top, 136-inch wheelbase. I didn't want anything bigger than really 17 foot, 20 tops, because I knew that I was going to be solely living it and driving it all the time, and parking might be an issue, and I wasn't sure if I could handle that size of a of a van if it was bigger than that. There was nothing in it. It was a complete cargo van. That was it. But I had seen cargo vans, older, more mileage, because this only had 50,000 miles, for 60,000. Empty, nothing in it. So I wasn't getting the loan. The guy kept trying. I said, I can give you 2,000 on my card, which, no, let me just say, every single card I have is maxed out. I still don't have anything. You know, I gave him it. My son lent me 1,000, so I still owe him. I put that down. I got the loan. So what can I say? This is my home, and make or break it. I have no other choice than to make this happen. So slowly, every month, I'm trying to pay down my credit cards. That's ridiculous. I just make the payments, let's be real. And then I use that money to buy food. I had tried a bucket system, didn't work. Then I bought a little upgrade, $59 toilet potty, which is basically, looks like a toilet, but it's a bucket. That's not working. What I'm sleeping on is what I bought when I was camping, coming across country. It's this thick pad that's used at campsites, you know, when you're in a tent. And it's foam. It's waterproof underneath. And it worked all right. Originally, I was sleeping on the floor. Then I was sleeping on all my clothes and my bags and my boxes. Lumpy as could be. That killed me. I told you I'm 70, right? So I'm still in this situation. But I finally said, oh, I can't do this anymore. I bought this from Amazon. It was $89. It's a metal frame, twin size. It's just me. But it has wooden slats, so there's ventilation. And there's no condensation or worry of mold, which is what a lot of people have witnessed or talked about in these vans. And I experienced some of it when it was raining like nonstop and so cold that water condensation built up on the metal, and the water literally dripped on my face while I was sleeping. I have a heater. It's not hooked up because of the installation costs. I can't do it. I don't have the tools. If I had a garage and I had the tools, I would do it. I would do it. I don't have a problem doing it. Like I said, I've done renovations in my home. But without a garage to plug in all this stuff and, you know, put this stuff out, I'm unable to. My daughter's boyfriend during the holidays helped me put down the subfloor. I had the installation. I used hoblock wool, which on the ceiling I used fishing line to hold it up. On the walls, much more difficult. I tried the glue, that doesn't hold. And I used this blue tape, which I'll show you, for the parts that just, you know, are hard. I couldn't thread anything here with fishing line. I had to use this. On the walls, it's falling down, but eventually I'll get some paneling up there. I bought some furring strip. I'm going to try and start doing that and start furring out the ceilings. I still need to get a fan. It is cold in here. I will not lie. Oh, and this I just bought. This is a cheapie. If I had money, it's really, you know, it's not made that great. It's like a solder. No offense to solder, but it's true. It's just MDF, I guess they call it. It's not real wood. I think that's wood, maybe. But I couldn't take it. This is my kitchen setup. I bought this camper stove, Coleman. This is a great stove. Good enough. Heats fast. 2 burners. Can't ask for more. That container lasts me about a month. I'm not a big cooker. I cook one thing and I make enough for a couple of days leftovers. I got this in IKEA. I just did it straight to the metal, but there's no concern about it going through because of the space between. That kept that stuff off the floor. I bought a Bouge, I love saying it, Bouge RV, and it's got a USB connection. It's a 12 volt. It's fine. It's much better than what I was using before. Before I was using this, and that's great for drinks and, you know, as a cooler. But to buy ice every other day, $6 a bag, was not working for me, and I couldn't put that much in there. I realize now I would keep this as just a freezer. I can't do both, one or the other. And then get a maybe you know, the regular RV refrigerator for my regular food system, and keep this just for frozen foods, and I could put that in the back. But I use these on the windows, and then I have one for the main window, and I have my pots and pans and some dishes in there. Oh yeah, so going back to the closet, I just put this together, and I couldn't do it outside because I said, how am I going to carry it in? I'm not going to be able to, just me, I'm alone. So I put it together in the van with the small space I have. I have these clothes. There's mostly coats in there and sweaters. And I put some clothes here on that shelf. You could put shelves here. I decided not to because I really need it for a closet. They kept falling off. I had them hanging in the back and they kept falling off, and I got sick of it. So here, this little bag happens to be what my sandals came in, and oh, it's not closing. You know why? Because it's off rack. Okay. And I said, oh, I can use this to keep it from popping open. And then down here, I just, you know, coffee. Oops. The van's always tilted. I got those at IKEA. These are dollar store. My dry goods. It's cold enough in here. This is not going to go bad. My veggies. That'll change, I'm sure. I have a ton of spices in here. I don't know. I got some like peanut butter crackers and stuff. Dog food cans. This crate I bought, put it together. This was IKEA. I need something heavy. My little garbage. I have a water container there. That's a 6-gallon. And this I bought at Walmart. It's a dish pan. Do my dishes. My dirty dishes are in there now. And it's got a little drain. So, problem is, you fill up, the dishes are dirty, you fill it up, you try to wash it, but now where do you rinse them? So, this is the water situation. Not having any running water. But, you know, exactly. So, that's my story, as quick as I can tell you. I have these carpets are washable. I don't remember the name of them, but you can throw them in the machine, and I have the dogs, and I said, this is great, you know. I just throw them in the machine. There's a pad with it's all Velcro that they adhere to, and that's waterproof. There's been numerous spills. My dogs haven't made a mess in here, maybe a little vomit here and there, but overall, the floor has stayed dry, even though I don't have flooring down just yet. But so that's where I'm at. I have a ton of stuff under here. I saw somebody as I was passing by. There's a lot of our people in their vans and schoolies. And as I passed by, because this was all open, so everybody can see everything. And all this stuff, I've changed it and moved it and reorganized it. I can't even tell you how many times. You don't know what you need and how to do anything until you've lived in it long enough to then, like, every day, it's like, you know, there's a better way. Let me try this. I'm going to move this here. So you're always busy. I don't even know what it's like to sit around anymore. And at night, I go to bed early because I don't have Wi-Fi. I use my phone. I watch the movies. But I'm done. I get up early and I'm going. And right now, I'm charging my Jackery. The Jackery is what the little fridge is connected to. Good thing about California, it's San Diego, it's always sunny in San Diego. Except for that 2 months of rain. But anyway, getting back to this. I saw somebody put the same Mexican blanket. Remember, I lived in Mexico. And covered it up. I'm like, oh, that's so much better. I'm a little bit on the OCD realm. So I have to have order. I have to have some kind of situation where things are where they're supposed to be and a place for everything. Otherwise, I just get so stressed out. I have little fairy lights around that were given to me during Christmas, and it's good enough for now. You know, they're just battery operated. Meeting with somebody about the solar, setting up the solar panels. I know what I need, and if, like I said, if I had the tools and I had a place where I could put this stuff together, obviously 2 hands is always better than another set of 2 hands is always better than just my own, but I would have done more. I have the windows, can't put them in. Don't have the tools, don't have a place, can't do it in a parking lot, can't do it in the park, I can't do it at the beach. So they're sitting in storage. I have some more stuff in storage here, which I would like to bring here, but if I still have to keep the windows there, then I can't give up my storage. I have some panels for the ceiling, they're in storage. So that's my story. It's going to keep going, obviously. I'm not giving up on this. This is the only choice that I have other than sleep on the streets. It's a shame that this country has gotten to this point. We never really had a good system. To say that it's broken would say it worked at some point. I don't think it ever really worked. I think there were times it was better, but it's not getting better. It's getting progressively worse, and I feel really bad for children that I see living out of their cars with their parents. That should not happen in the United States. That I see homeless people. I've been in third world countries. That's not uncommon. But to see that here, when there's so much wealth around us, it's really an awful thing, and that's my 2 cents on that, you know, for what it's worth. But anyway, if you have any questions, I hope that I enlighten some people that are my age, and to feel that, you know, you can do this. Is it going to be easy? Absolutely not. But is it a better alternative than to be bound to where you live and not be able to afford to eat because you have to pay the rent and you have to pay the electric and you have to pay all these other things, and just grow old and be miserable and lonely? I still have an option. I'm not happy, I move on, and I'm not bound by the economy or a person's mood or whether they like my animals or not. And I don't have to worry about whether I like my neighbors or not. If I don't like my neighbors, I just get up into my van and go to a beautiful woodsy area, which I love, or go to the beach, walk with my animals, go hiking, watch the sunset. I've always been an independent person, and through my life I've experienced a lot. I think I've gotten pretty strong. I don't give up easily, definitely not. And I'm going to make this happen, and it's not going to happen overnight, but I'm going to make this happen. And I set a deadline, and I believe that everybody should have a date, a goal, and a date. Not that that date is cemented, you know, it's not. You can always move the date, but if you set a date for whatever goals it is you want, it's the heater, and then the electric, and then the water, and then, you know, the wood, the this, the that. I want to get this done by the end of June, because I want to go back to New York and spend time with my son and my friends. That's my deadline. So I'll push for it. Maybe it won't be 100%, so I have to move it. But by next winter, I will have heat. I will have ceilings. I will have water, for sure. That's without a doubt. I don't know how, but I just know that it's going to happen. So I love you guys, all my van lifer friends that I haven't met yet, and I'm looking forward to meeting you. And maybe I'll run into you in my travels. So anyway, this is me signing off. Sorry if it really took too long, but see you later. Bye.